Yo YouTube, how's it going? I've been wanting to make this video for a while. I actually wanted to make this video because I've been getting this question a lot coming off of matches with randoms in ranked, or people coming in my chat, or just like followers, viewers of the channel and stuff, struggling with the Reina matchup, saying that she's like OD, super overpowered, super aggressive, super in your face, super mashy, super spammy, nothing they can do against a specific tool, and that is the Sentai. That is her spin to win, baby. And so here I am today, the kindness of my deity heart, my little Vtuber heart right here, gonna give you some insider knowledge. I'm gonna give you a little bit of tech. I'm gonna give you a little bit of information on how we develop a game plan against Reina's Sentai. We're gonna be talking first about what moves to look out for that go into Sentai, as well as what are different mini options coming out of Sentai. So let me preface this with Tekken is the kind of fighting game that there is no one move answer to what your opponent is doing. It is a very RPS rock paper scissors type fighting game where an answer you may have an answer to one move, but your opponent can also see that and do a different move coming out of the same option to beat whatever your answer is. So there's a lot of back and forth, and it's honestly what makes Tekken great in my opinion, and what makes Tekken a lot of fun. What I'm going to talk about today in how we're going to go against Sentai and Reina's in general, is we are going to try and just limit the amount of options that Reina does out of Sentai, baiting your opponent into choosing the worst of multiple options, and then being able to capitalize when we answer that option. So first, let's talk about what Reina does, what Reina game plan is, how she goes into Sentai, the moves that go into Sentai. Oop, let me go down my little gamer corner here. First and foremost, she has a few different ways to go in Sentai. She can either go her 1-1-2, spins automatically into Sentai. Now, the strength of this move is that it is a 10 frame punish. You can actually jab check the 10 frame. If you get this hit, it's guaranteed. So a lot of Reinas will do, especially at higher levels, so they're gonna play over at this range, get you to press something, do something unsafe on block, and they're gonna 10 frame punish you into the 1-1-2, and it automatically goes into the Sentai spin. First option is her 1-1-2 that automatically goes into Sentai. Now this is a high mid option. It is very fast. Like I said, 10 frames. It's a jab check option. It's very safe. And the only issue with this move is if you do block it and they complete the 2 option. So if they're hitting 2 on block, they are -17. This 1-1-2 is launch punishable. You can down forward to this all day. You can electric wing god fist all day. You can launch them all day. This move is very slow on block. So always, if you're going against a Reina and they're doing this on block, punish the holy hell out of them. Make them stop. Make them stop doing this. Don't let them get away with this. But the strength of this move lies in the fact that it is a 10 frame jab. It is a check. And they can just sit here and they can hit jab, and then they can space, and they can KBD back, and they can jab, and they can check and try and get you and bait you into pressing something, or punish you for pressing something unsafe on block. The next option, this is her safest option to go into Sentai, and that is her down forward 1. It is a 13 frame mid. It is a heavy, it is your quintessential like crouch checker. Is your mid check button for Reina. It is only -3 on block, so it's hella safe. If they're just doing this on block and going into spin, it sets up a nice little frame trap with some of her options. And she can even jab check into this down forward 1 to just make it more optional, make it more safe. And check, I believe it sidestep tracks too, right? Let me see. Oh, it does not sidestep track left. Okay, sidestep tracks right. Does not track left. You can sidestep left. So this is her safest option to go into Sentai. She can do it on block or on hit. And it really just adds to her pressure strings. The next option to go into Sentai, or how Reina goes into Sentai, is forward 2-3. It is a high mid option, coming out at 13 frames. Immediately just goes into Sentai and gets her options. She can also just manually go into Sentai by pressing forward 3. A lot of Reinas will do this if you start to get her timings down. A lot of higher level Reinas will just go forward 3 in neutral, just to get you scared, just to change up your timings so they're not easily read. The last option, and the last real option that you will see Reinas do a lot to go into Sentai, and it's probably her strongest option, because it's the button that she can work the most range at. She can play it around in this mid range to far range. It comes out very fast. Our forward 2 option is a 12 frame mid, and even on block it is +2. It is a highly aggressive move. It is a mid check. It is everything you really want in a button. It comes out near instant. It's -9 if they're up close, but at this further range where Reinas like to play, if they're fishing for this move or fishing for like launchers or punishes, it's +2, and it immediately just goes into spin, goes into the spin. So you will see Reinas, especially at lower levels, just do this a lot. Just do forward 2 a lot. Come out instant. Don't let them get away with it doing up close. But yeah, they will definitely play at this further range, go into forward 2. It is a very, very powerful move that goes into Sentai. All right, now let's talk about what she does once she goes into Sentai. The first option, we're just gonna do neutral Sentai to show this stuff off. Our first option is her 1 option. This is a mid check 16 frame option, and it actually has armor and crush as well. So if you are jabbing and pressing buttons into her Sentai, the Reinas will use this 1 option, crush through your jab, absorb your damage, and follow up with a nice little mid meaty, does a lot of damage. Second option out of Sentai is her 2 option, another mid check. This is probably the quintessential like neutral button. It's 13 frames. It's -4. They don't get anything else off of it. It's not super committal. It is just to check. Is a good like check to see if you're ducking. If you're ducking, if you're crouching the whole time during the match, they're going to be doing this option. The next option for Reina Sentai spin, here's our most famous one. It's her 3 option. High roundhouse kick, coming out 12 frames, very fast, and it's +1 on block, so it allows her to immediately go into 1-1-2, making her 10 frame jab now a 9 frame jab, and allowing her to maintain her pressure if you're blocking this. The good thing about this high kick as well is it leads to a heat. It is a heat maneuver. Next option coming out of Sentai is her 4 option. A 26 frame overhead. It is technically a mid. It is +4 on block. It is a very, very strong move if Reinas are getting the read that you're constantly crouch blocking coming out of the Sentai spin. Even because if you crouch block this move, leads to a hard knockdown and free follow-up OTG with down 4-1. All right, the issue with this move is because it's 26 frame startup, is you can easily jab check this move out and you get a float combo since she's in the air. The other way, if you're not comfortable with pressing buttons into the move is heavily sidesteppable. And if you sidestep this move, it is very launch punishable as well. You can sidestep it to the left or the right. It doesn't matter, whichever you prefer. You have the back now to do full combo. The other option you can do, I don't recommend this option, is definitely the weaker of the 3 options to punish this move, is you can also throw your opponent out of this move. You can high throw your opponent. The next option for Reina Sentai is her 1+2 option. This is a mid check. It is 12 frames, or 14 frame startup and 12 frame second hit. -6 on block, so it is safe on block. But it does put her into Heaven's Wrath stance. A lot of people just use this this move as a combo extender or combo ender for a lot of her strings, but because on hit it does lead to screw and into that Heaven's Wrath stance. But if activate heat, there we go. A nice little piece of tech for this is if Reina is in heat with this move. All right, now we want to go to the punish. If Reina is in heat, she auto parries because she's put into Heaven's Wrath after this move. Even on block, she auto parries any kind of jab checks coming out of this move due to her innate heat. The next option for Reina is one that's not used a whole lot, and that is her 3+4 option. This is her low option. Ooh. This is her low option. It goes low to high, +4 on block. It's a pretty strong move. A lot of Reinas do not use this because if it is crouch blocked, it is -29 and the second follow-up attack whiffs. It does 2 attacks. It is super launch punishable. -29 is insanely slow on block. You're getting full comboed if you do this move. And the final option for Reina Sentai is her command grab. She gets a high throw coming out of Sentai with 1+3. Now, this is an untechable throw. You cannot press 1, you cannot press 2, you cannot press 1+2. None of that matters. You cannot tech this throw if she hits you with it. You have to duck this throw to not be hit with it. And the strong thing about this move is if you delay your wake up, she's hitting you with guaranteed OTG. So, how do we avoid these moves? How do we limit what Reina does? How do we prevent some of these moves from coming out? I'll tell you. So, how we answer these options, there's 2 main ways you can answer these options. One is more aggressive than the other. One requires a little bit more courage than the other. If on block, the Reina is spinning regardless of what you're doing, you can jab out her spin. She is minus on block coming into the spin because it is frames. There are startup frames to the spin. It is technically a move. Everything in Tekken is a move. You can actually jab out her spin. Another option you can do if you're feeling brave, if you're feeling ballsy, is you can actually just crouch jab. If you get the timing of it, you can actually just 10 frame crouch jab whichever option is coming out. This beats the 3 option, of course, because you're still crouching. Beats the 3-4 option, beats she has no low crush moves to be able to stop this, and it also will beat out the 2 options as well, and we'll discuss that here in the future coming forward. How we're going to defend against all 4 of these options: we're going to read the Sentai spin, and we're going to crouch during their spin animations, and we're going to react to options. What crouching does against Reina is this shuts down her 3 option, her standing 3 option, her heat engager tool. It shuts down her 3-4 option, the low, shuts down her throw because we're ducking the high throw, and it forces them to either use the 4 option, the 2 option, the 1 option, or the 1+2 option. 4 option being the most reactable and what we want to see the most from them, because like we discussed earlier, we can sidestep that move. Or on reaction jab it out coming out of our crouch stance, but we want to see those options. The 1 option we can also react to because we can see that white armor glow for the move as it charges up. So we can just go from crouching to standing. It's a lot faster to go from crouch block to stand block. It's less frames to do so than to go from stand block to crouch block. So we're going to crouch during their Sentai spin. We're going to see the options, read the option that is they're coming out of the spin, and then we're going to react accordingly to that. Okay, so let's switch her to defense. What we're going to do, like I said, we take the spin on block. We just duck to the 3 option. Just duck the throw again. We duck the throw again. What if they're doing the 2 option? What if they're doing the 2 option, the 1 option? Like I said, all of these options on block are reactable, and we can go back into just stand block off of the spin. So we're taking the mid, and we're just stand blocking afterwards. So, in summary, TLDR, if you're watching this video, how to handle Reina Sentai. You want to, once you get her timings down, once you see that she's going into Sentai off of these options, you want to start with crouching, check for her to do the mid options. If she starts spamming the mid options, like her 4 option, 1 option, 2 option, ideally you want to start off. Once you see the spin coming up, you want to crouch block. That shuts down the most options. Reina Sentai spin insulates you against the most options for Reina Sentai spin, and it allows you to be able to react to her 1 and 2 options. And then if forces Reina players to use the 4 option, which is super unsafe on startup. It is super punishable, super sidesteppable, super launch punishable. So yeah, thank you for coming to my tech talk. If you enjoy this video, please, of course, leave a like, subscribe, leave a comment if this helped you out at all against the Reina matchup as well. And if you like more videos like this as well, covering not necessarily Reina, but other characters' game plans and other characters' techniques as well, whether it's like stances or certain moves that are an issue, let me know. Bye! I don't know how to end this video.